Adam Lyth and Johnny Bairstow both scored hundreds as promotion chasers Yorkshire eased ahead of opponents Leicestershire on the second day of their LV County Championship match at Grace Road. The visitors needed just 9 balls to end the Leicestershire innings, which had begun the day on 318 for 9. Matt Boyce adding just 1 to his overnight 106 before he offered Azim Rafiq a return catch. So Leicestershire were all out for 320, their third best total of the summer, and it looked as if it may be a challenging one when the in-form Joe Root was bowled by Nathan Buck for a duck with just 6 runs on the board. Not that that put Yorkshire off any. Under the guidance of coach Jason Gillespie, they've played their cricket in a very positive manner this year, and that was in evidence here with Lyth looking to play his shots in spite of the loss of his partner. Phil Jakes also looked to score quickly against a Leicestershire attack which, aside from the season's opener, has not caused a whole host of problems to any side this year. The two left-handers quickly put on 68 for the second wicket. Their partnership was ended 20 minutes before lunch when Jakes on 30 top-edged a shovel off Buck and was held by Boyce. Lyth remained after his extraordinary season in 2010 when he struck in excess of 1,500 championship runs. He's since struggled for a big score. Indeed, this was his first 50 of the season, made off 76 balls with 8 fours including this fine leg glance off Wayne White. Lyth was to play a major role for the remainder of the day. He lost his captain shortly after lunch as Andrew Gale mistimed a cut off Claude Henderson to give Ramnaresh Sarwan a catch at backward point. Gale was out for 11 at 112 for 3, but the home side were then put to the sword by Lyth and in particular Bairstow. Since impressing enough to be picked for the Test series with the West Indies, Bairstow has struggled for his best form, but he looked in good nick from the moment he arrived at the crease in Leicester. The runs were soon flowing off his bat, with the boundary count growing at a rate which would have been a little uncomfortable for Matthew Hoggard and his charges. A fine sweep took Bairstow to his 50, which had come off only 58 balls, that being his 6th 4. He was just starting to take the game away from the hosts. He was not alone in doing that, of course. Many had wondered what kind of total 320 was going to be, and with these two now batting with some ease, it was soon becoming apparent that it was way beneath par. Lyth last scored 100 2 seasons ago, but he was able to celebrate one after tea. A bottom edge was by no means the best shot he's played, but boy, it was an important one as it took him to 3 figures at last off 196 deliveries. The 24-year-old could hardly contain his excitement, and that was understandable. He was talked of as a future England prospect only a couple of years ago. This pair had done the hard work earlier on and were now being rewarded for their efforts. While Lyth's knock showed great powers of concentration, Bairstow was now performing with abandon, with his runs coming at a tremendous lick. The scoreboard was now ticking along very quickly as Yorkshire looked to get themselves well ahead by the end of the day. Bairstow was exceptional. He chanced his arm at times, but no one could deny him his 3rd 100 of the summer. He coolly took the applause for an innings thus far lasting just 123 balls. In less than 2.5 hours, he'd struck 13 fours. The Leicestershire attack was, unsurprisingly, beginning to look a little ragged by now, and as Henderson moved into his 33rd over unchanged from the pavilion end, he was hit for a 6 by Lyth, a shot which brought up the 300 for Yorkshire. 2 wickets late in the day with the second new ball at least gave Leicestershire some hope. Bairstow was out for 118 to end a stand of 197 before Hoggard trapped Gary Balance in front for a single. But Lyth remained until the close, passing his previous career best of 142 made against Somerset in 2010. He went past 152 to end the day on a brilliant 159, an innings lasting 6 hours in which he's now faced 297 deliveries. He'd taken his side into the lead by the close, with Yorkshire ending on 336 for 5 to be ahead by 16 runs. Lyth will now see if he can do what his opening partner Root managed just a fortnight ago, and that's to go on to score his maiden double 100.